Now that I'm booming, yeah. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. Being ATM, that my MO. I was going through withdrawing, I was burning. Now I'm booming stupid. That money calling, it just be calling me. Like I'm Pookie, I'm so addicted to it. I can't live without it. Like Master P with my cheese, cause they know I'm about it. And I be salad dressing, lettuce falling on my pockets. Paper cuts all on my thighs, all I make is deposits. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM. So ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. All I know is this paper. If I don't know nothing else, I've been down before, but now top shelf and this cash only no credit check. Look, all I know is these haters. Better wake up. I know some broke comments that'll ride on you for the low. Like a mega bus, I need my paper straight on the paper plate, cause it's half full of my paper cup and my elevator keep going up. I'm prepatized, so don't interrupt. My girl say she need a bag. That's a pocketbook, a couple bands in my pants. I told her, little girl, that's a pocketbook. Money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money, 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 money. If I don't know about nothing, they looking stupid. If I don't know about nothing, trust me, I know about money. I know money. So ATM. So ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. I'm feeding for that money crazy. I'm feeding for that money daily. So I go get it, nigga.
Hey, welcome back, 94 Feet and Beyond. It's your boy, Uncle Luther, Rico in the building. Today I got my co-host.
Yes.
Y'all know I'm the franchise, Adrian Curry.
Woo! Nice to be here again.
That's Curry's older brother.
I wish I could claim this jump shot as well.
Hey, there you go. Just work on the jumper. You'll be right there.
Of course.
Hey, it's great to be back in the building today, y'all. And hey, we got a real nice show lined up. We got a special guest, Simba Jordan, coming in. We also have Coach Keith Johnson coming in. And we have a call-in guest, Myron Bass, coach of Toledo Thunder. So everybody stay tuned, call up, tell your friends, tell everybody, because this ain't your mom show, this your fun auntie show. So we're going to have some fun, and we want to include y'all in with it. So first thing we want to talk about is the WNBA All-Star Game.
Yes. Good game last weekend. It was like really high scoring, dunking. There was a dunk in the game, and like the West won. Actually, I guess it's the fifth time in 6 years that the game has actually been within 10 points or less. It's a really competitive game. Unfortunately, there's some main players that didn't play. Ella Deladon had gotten hurt earlier, so they kept her out of the game. And there were some other players that didn't play. Brittany Griner had hurt her knee a week and a half ago, so she didn't play. But it was still a very competitive game.
Yeah, definitely. And just to run down a couple of stats, West won, right?
Yes, the West won actually the game. Actually, it was actually at Key Arena in Seattle. So you pretty much had Breanna Stewart and Sue Bird be like the host, pretty much the host of everything, and they both actually played in the game as well.
Okay. And shout out to the MVP back-to-back seasons.
Yes.
All-Star game, and that's Miss Maya Moore.
Yep.
So that's a big accomplishment right there. And I think on the east side, the leading scorer was Jonquel Jones
with 24 points.
24 points, 9 rebounds.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was nice too. And that's good to see the game getting so competitive because, you know, a lot of people want to knock that game, but
it's always competitive. The West has the better teams, I think, but the East is just as good as the West. If you look at last year's WNBA playoffs, even though the Lynx and the Sparks played an epic 5-game NBA final series, the East equipped themselves just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like the NBA too, because I think some of the tougher teams are in the West. So
yeah. If you look at the WNBA standings right now, I think most of the teams the top 8 are in the West, but there are like a couple of teams in the East, like Connecticut, Washington. Washington have all the great players: Taylor Hill, Elena Deladon, Chrissy Tolliver. The Taylor Hill tore her ACL about 2 weeks ago, so she's out for the season. But the Mystics are still going to be there in the end.
Definitely. See, that's why we call him the franchise. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
My man in here getting it down. And Sue Bird,
yes,
who also did her thing. So you tell them about the rest of the NBA, WNBA, and I'm about to grab something real quick.
Okay. Not a problem. WNBA actually right now they just started their season. Back up yesterday. Best game of the day was New York, Minnesota. The Lynx played the Liberty. The Lynx won by 1 point. They have the best record in the WNBA at 17-2. So they're right there. As you know, you got 4 All-Stars. You have Maya Moore. You also have Rebecca Brunson. You also have Lindsay Whalen. They're great players as well. Right now it's a dogfight. 8th place is between Seattle and Dallas. They're tied right now, starting the back. Right now, the season's we got about a month left of the season left. The season will end in mid-September. Then they have the playoffs. How the playoff format works, your top 8 teams, regardless of conference, will make it. The number 8 seed will play 5, and 7 will play 6. If you get the 3 or the 4 seed, you get a bye into the second round. And then if you're the top, usually the top 2 or 3, the top 2 teams will automatically go to the semifinals, which is pretty much their final 4. And then the championship game will be at the the best record. It's the best. The semifinals and the final will be a best of 5. The 5, 8, and the 6, 7 are pretty much knockout. Pretty much one game. That's it. If you lose, you go home.
There it is. Losing, you go home. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But speaking of going home and being home, we just got our first guest in, and I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself, and we'll get back to the basketball. But right now, we're gonna take it to the beyond part of the show. That's why we are 94 feet and beyond, because we like to go a little bit beyond the court, because mostly music ties into basketball, film, all that. It's all one big conglomerate once you break it down, because all players, they listen to something before the games and get hyped up, or you hear something playing at the PA off the PA system when you at a game. So it's all tied in together the way I see it. So that's where we go beyond it. So I'm gonna let our guest introduce himself so y'all can get familiar with him. So let him know who you are.
My name is Simba Jordan. I'm out of Columbus, Ohio. You can tell more about myself, or you just
Hey, we're gonna pepper you with some questions. I'm gonna let him say that part. So then we're gonna just jump in, and I'm gonna let the franchise start off over there, because I know he got some heat coming for you.
Of course. Now, did you always play musical instruments growing up? Like, did you play, or did you something you just wanted to do as you got older?
Well, I don't play.
Okay.
So I'm a singer.
Okay.
I always did want to play. I think when it was, financially, I don't know if my parents had the money to let me, buy an instrument, or sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, Dad, I want to play the violin.
We ain't got that.
We ain't got. stuff like that.
We
Like,
got 2 buckets in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back, dog. Breaking some sticks.
Well,
Of
yeah,
course.
so it was one of those things where I just don't think with hindsight, seeing what I'm doing now, I mean, that was part of it too, because I didn't sing when I was growing up.
Okay.
either. Yeah, so I didn't do that until I was like,
Did someone teach you to
Okay.
sing, or how did you learn to sing?
mostly self-taught, I believe.
Okay.
I think that, and I tell anybody this, so if there's any young kids listening or whatever, if you can find music that you like, it's hard to find stuff today.
Okay.
Not like when we were growing up and stuff like
Right.
that. I would listen to Michael Jackson, Prince, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston,
Mhm.
some of those people that you thought were the best singers. Even like Randy Travis in country music.
Okay.
Kenny Rogers, which he did a lot of crossover stuff with Lionel Richie. Did some songs that Lionel Richie wrote. So I've always had that R&B, soulful country about me. But I tell anybody, just listen to that stuff. And man, I would sing some of that stuff, and I could hear and feel when my voice matched theirs exact. Not everybody necessarily understands that, but if you sing a lot, just being in my bedroom singing, or when I had my own kind of setup in the basement, I just would play those tapes or CDs over and over, and I would just work on my high voice and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my question is, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. So what school did you attend for the people that may not know?
Okay, so the high school I went to was Brookhaven High School.
Okay.
Bearcat.
Yeah.
Bearcat.
Shout out Brookhaven.
Always.
There it is. So with a cat going to Brookhaven and singing country music, like people probably wouldn't even put the 2 together.
Right. So like what I said, I didn't sing in school, so it was something no one really even knew about, and I didn't know. I'm playing football, so I'm trying to go to the
That was
NFL.
Oh,
I'm trying to
that
go
was
to the
my next
NFL.
of
Yeah.
course.
So we had some really good teams out at Brookhaven, and I think we were part of that trend-setting squad that came up. I came out in '91.
Okay.
And we were the first to go to the state playoffs, stuff like that. Really put Brookhaven on the map, man.
Okay.
And but like I said, I was chasing that NFL dream. So when that stuff didn't happen, I'm looking for other things to, just better myself, but also other talents that I had. I had artistic ability. I had art scholarships to go to college that I didn't take. Wow. So for visual art. So then for me to find this third talent, that was like crazy. Like how do you go from football, which I thought I was pretty good at, the art, I was a winner of the state art show, which is the governor's show.
Oh wow.
In Ohio, having scholarship offers and go to art school, then turn around and come across, I'm going to sing a little bit to compete, I think, competitions.
Okay, see, so hey, for the listeners and kids, hey, even some of you adults, you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into one specific genre of music or one job or one sport. You can do whatever you want, and it, like he said, it wasn't his passion at the beginning of school and all of that, but it was something that he grew into. So that's something you really should look into too. People don't sell yourself short on anything that you may have or dream, because it's never too late, and it's all about what you put into.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I feel you with that. That's great for them to know. So with that, who would you say is like some of your inspirations?
So I mean, who did
You couldn't have been sitting in there
no.
sitting there and just be
No.
like, hey, you know what, man, Willie Nelson,
Yeah.
that's my guy, right?
So that kind of goes back to more of my upbringing. So at mom and dad's, you're listening to, like my dad listened to like what would be like 94.7. So he listened to like light rock.
Okay.
He loved everything though. He liked all that music though. He, old R&B, doo-wop, all that kind of stuff. Motown. But when we go fishing. So see, some of this stuff ties into my country background. So we would go fishing, and my dad wasn't the type that would go just to a pond or a certain place. He had a spot or spots.
Okay.
So based on spots, that means when you're a little kid, you're going through. You can't see the location. It takes you probably, I don't know, a couple miles to get to the location.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're imagine carrying tackle boxes, minnow buckets, worms, fishing poles. And he didn't fish with one fishing pole. He had like 3 fishing poles.
Oh,
Three fishing poles.
So you got chores. And he didn't carry much either. So me and my brother, we would go through the woods, over railroad tracks, through through the weeds to a certain destination that you just come out all of a sudden. There's water and a little beach side where you can set yourself up. No one is there but you to go fishing. So I did a lot of that as a kid, fishing and stuff. But not every kid got to go fishing.
Right.
Some kids did. And then being a kid in an urban city like that, and not everybody had their dads to do that stuff with them as well. So I was fortunate enough to have, that kind of a situation just growing up. So that was that country background.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, lots of stuff. Like I got my deer hunting license when I was 11.
Okay.
So that's another thing. So if you're an African American, you live in Columbus, you go to Brookhaven.
I think we gave a show of hands in here right now.
No.
Deer hunting.
No way.
Or any kind of,
Right.
So you talk about my dad was an avid deer hunter as well as my grandfather. So, and this is my grandfather on my mom's side. So this is not my dad's father.
Okay.
So you got deer, because my dad's father had already passed away. So you got deer hunting, grandfather and father and fishermen, big time fishermen. And that's where the country music came into play because that's what my grandmother listened to country music. So I don't know how many more questions you got. I don't want to go too far, but yeah, being at Brookhaven in the city, I'm listening to hip hop and R&B, Motown, stuff like that. My mom was a jazz singer. So some of the vocal ability came from my mother, even though she didn't necessarily teach me. Part of that story was she would make me and my brother come in the kitchen. I told the story many times. She'd make us come in the kitchen when she's cooking, and we had to sing harmony to these jazz tunes that she wanted to sing. Jazz tunes that, not like the most popular jazz tunes, just stuff that she knew that she used to sing and she liked. So you'd be playing with your G.I. Joes. Simba, and my brother's name is Scott. So she said, Simba and Scott, coming to the kitchen. So we like, man, we playing, we doing stuff. You got to go into the kitchen. She's cooking. She said, okay, this is your part. And then your brother, this is his part. And then we got to sing this with her as she's doing the lead on it because she needs this harmony to make it sound right. And we ain't thinking nothing of it. I'm not, like I said, I'm a little kid. I'm not thinking about being a singer. I just want to hurry up and get done what my mom wants to do so I can go back and play with these G.I. Joes. So that's, like I said, that's in the neighborhood. No, I'm listening. You got to listen to hip hop. At grandma and grandpa's, it was country. In the neighborhood, it was hip hop and R&B. And you couldn't play check out this Kenny Rogers.
Right. So you ain't going in there, hey, fellas. Before the game, we ain't listening to this.
No, we're listening to LL in the locker room, get ready for games and stuff. So.
Okay, see. So how was that? How was the high school career?
I mean, I thought it was good. I think, politics, which is in everything. You know what I'm saying? I think it could have been a lot better. Just like I tell my daughter with basketball and stuff, it's like, and just for kids in general, just to kind of relate it back to sports. Okay. Get to know your coaches, man. Get to have some kind of a relationship with them.
Yes.
Because I think that you may be good, someone else may be good, someone else may not be as good, but they might have a great relationship with them. So don't think that it's just about the sport itself. It's everything.
It's more than just your ability.
Yeah, the politics can help you, the politics can hurt you. And you never know what's going to happen. So get to know them, even if for parents out there. Get to know the coaches. Get to kind of build some kind of relationship. I ain't saying you got to go play cards with them on Saturday night.
Right.
But I'm saying, hey, coach, how you doing?
Got to the state. Yeah,
so on and so forth. So I think with high school, I thought I was a pretty good player. But it just didn't go the way I thought it was. And that's a touchy subject. That's a hurtful subject.
But look, you got to put it in the music.
Right.
So I just, I've been fortunate enough. Not everybody's had talents like 3 different talents that you were really good at.
Right.
So you may have one, but shine on that one. Put a lot in. Put whatever it is. You got to put the effort in.
Right.
You know, and at some point, the
get out.
sports it's going to die out quicker. You know, music can last longer. Artistic abilities can last forever. Some things are an age thing, and even music can be an age thing where you're the artist.
Right.
You know, you might be a producer, or you might be a songwriter. You can be 80 years old and be a producer or songwriter.
Yeah,
As an artist, you got the clock is ticking just like in sports, but it's a lot longer clock in sports. So
definitely.
yeah.
I understand it. Did you ever venture over to the hardwood, put the ball in your hand?
Nah, man.
No?
I think when I was kind of coming up, I thought if you weren't playing football, I felt like you were a little softer in sports. Now we did have football players that played basketball, but they played football. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm football, and basketball wasn't like that then. It's either you went to the rec center or something like that. Now I played in the neighborhood pick up, you know, 21 Chicago,
of course,
and just going at it with no fouls. I did all of that, but I never did play organized basketball.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I ain't had no handles, but my football defense translated to basketball defense. So I'm gonna lock you down on defense.
And see, look,
if I get the ball, I'm gonna pass it.
It's right. It's funny though, because we're gonna have Coach Keith Johnson in here next, and I'm sure he'll testify that if you give me some good D, we're gonna get you on the floor.
Oh yes,
right.
Of course.
You'll have to be the scorer.
Right.
We're gonna find somebody to score. We got ball handlers, but we need people that's gonna go out here and lock you down.
Yes, I D you up. You're not getting by me.
See,
but like I said, I can steal it. I can D you up. If I get the ball, I'm gonna pass it to the shooter.
Somebody gotta get it.
I'm gonna pass it to the shooter. They knock this down.
Come get it, please. Come get it.
I'm the kind of guy that would be like, I can't believe I'm open, and then I'll miss the shot because I can't believe I'm open for a free shot. I didn't have the mad basketball skills. Not like my daughter. She's pretty good. So
yeah. Don't get out there and let her cross you up.
Yeah. No crossovers.
Mess up your whole career.
Right.
Be on YouTube and so.
Right.
You'll be a world star. So franchise, what else do you have?
Now, I was in here 2 weeks ago, and I know you had a performance that weekend when I was in here. Can you tell me how that went and any other performance you're going to have later on in the summer?
Well, this past weekend we played. Did we play? I can't remember if that was.
You played Harley Davidson, I mentioned 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we played Harley Davidson. So we've been doing some stuff with Eddie Farrow, which is a big Harley Davidson company in town, and they have 3 locations. So I'm real good friends with the general manager, you know. So we've been doing some things where we come out and play at some of their events, and we've been doing that in the summer times. And but they do a lot of things, and even like larger corporate event type stuff. So they got like a big motorcycle convention that Ohio's trying to secure, Columbus, and it's huge. And they've been moving to different places, but we got it here in Columbus, and we're trying to lock it down for us to be the prime area for that event. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
So we did that, and then I'm going to do some more things with them, some benefits and stuff like that. There was some benefits for cancer and stuff like that going on that day. I think there was a fallen soldier there was a benefit for that day. So we go out there, we play and perform for customers and people for the different events and stuff like that. Then later on that evening, that was in the afternoon. Later on that evening, we played the Muddy Creek Saloon with a country rap group called the Lax.
Oh,
and, this is out in Heath, like Newark Heath area.
Okay.
And so that's pretty cool. And that's becoming huge. Like that's so underground. Nobody even knows about that. That they do this country rap, and they call it hip hop.
Oh, hip hop.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty big. So
we need to get some of that.
Yeah,
too.
we did. I'm talking about this big. Like these guys, I was looking at their Facebook page. They had like over 700,000 likes.
Wow.
Yeah, and we played with a guy named Big Smo before. He had a show on A&E, and he does hip hop. He's out there in Nashville, and it's pretty tight. They rapping about country stuff. They can flow though. It's just about country, so it's.
So is it a rap beat or do you just play a
It's
country
a rap
beat?
beat. It's a rap beat. It's like if you play the instrumental on it, it's right there with everybody else. Now it may have a little bit of country instrumentation in it to kind of signify more. So it's got bass and all of that stuff to it, and the tempos are right for like you can dance to it, you can bop to it, whatever. And then they talking about country stuff So it kind of relates more to someone country, but you know, music can relate to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
A slow song, a love song is a love song. If I played you if you was going through a breakup, I can play you a country song that's a breakup song, and you say, man, that's me.
Right.
My girl left me for another guy.
Right.
It's just that he wasn't wearing a cowboy hat. So that's you know what I'm saying? You know, if he wasn't wearing Wranglers and was driving the truck, that's the only difference.
Right.
But love is still love.
Yeah,
So
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check in our Hank Hop.
Yeah,
That's all right. Hey, so I know you got a couple of shows coming up. Was it Meigs County Fair?
Yeah, Meigs County Fair is August 15th.
August 15th. And
That's in Southern Ohio, so that'll be big. You know, when you get out of the Columbus area, you have more of your larger country fan base.
okay.
Yeah. Now you got a huge country fan base in Columbus too, but where you know most of your county fairs and stuff like that, that's where you get your big time country fan base. So that'll be good for us. That'll be a real good show. We played Michigan last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, and there's this summer concert series they do in Saginaw, Michigan, and they've had people, you know, deals, record deals and stuff like that. But we came out there, you know, they don't know what to expect. Everywhere I go, you got to think, I'm that one black country singer. No one, even if you love country, you're like, yeah, what's the, you know, I see him, he's got a cowboy hat on. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get what you think you're going to get out of it.
Right.
But usually when I start singing, I perform.
They forget.
Yeah, it's a rap. Like, so they end up liking, I mean, I'm country. So there's no two ways about it. I'm country. So we ended up having a really good show. One guy came up to the people that was running it. He said, man, I've been coming here for 20 years. He said, and this is the best concert you've seen at this establishment. And all the time he's been going to that, you know. And then they said we got rave reviews. They knew we were good. They said they didn't know we were that good. So we're on the short list for next year too. So
Hey, that's good. So playing these events and traveling and being who you are, what's the craziest thing that's happened or that's been said or happened to you since you've been doing this?
really, like, you know, nothing negative.
Not negative, yeah.
Right, nothing negative. I mean, I get compared to a lot of big country stars. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll be compared to Merle Haggard. Stuff that I wouldn't think the comparison would necessarily be there, but I'll get compared to Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, some of the old guys that you would say that's a great compliment to be revered like that, like put on a great show. And like I said, it's because of the artists that I grew up listening to, you know, and watching. I mean, who didn't want to be Michael Jackson?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he was such an entertainer, the way he could dance, the way he could sing, and the songs that he was doing. So when I wanted to do this, I wanted to set myself apart from everyone else. You know, I could have did R&B. You know what I'm saying? I could sing anything. So I just decided it was country that I was listening to a lot of. I was thinking, you know what? My kids can listen to this music, which, you know, some R&B, you can't, you know, you wouldn't necessarily want your kids to hear some of the songs
Yes.
and what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So with country, I could do that. And then, it, you know, it made me a little bit different. And I had to work in a different way. And, you know, someone try to prove myself, I felt like I would have to, because you wouldn't expect it. Or you wouldn't expect it to be maybe as good. So that's when I started out doing competitions. In my first competition, I got a third place finish. Won like $100 or some stuff like that.
And that's when you knew.
Yeah, that's what I knew. It was like, well, you can make some money and you come out the gate third. You know what I'm saying? So that means and everyone else, I'm the only one like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going up against guys and girls. So you're talking about, you know what I'm saying, girls, that's a whole different vocal ability and range than even guys have.
Tough comp.
Right. So it was just cool. You know, I won 5 national titles and 6 state titles. Just proving myself, because I know eventually I'm going to have to go to someone and say, I'm a country singer and I'd like to play your establishment. And they don't have anything to go on because I'm just now starting. But if I just now start and I can show you I've won 5 national titles, you got it. You can't take that away.
Of course.
You can look that up. You can Google it, whatever. It's
there.
validated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to say, well, if he's won, you know, that's representing Ohio.
Right.
So I'm going out to Tennessee, and I'm just doing my thing. But not everybody can dance. I got a hip hop background. I got hip hop dancing background.
Hey.
So I bring the hip hop dance to my music, where most people just stand and play. So they just play a guitar, they just stand there, or they just stand there and sing. So if I can give you more than that, now you're entertained. Now you get more. Like if you like a show where someone just stands, that's why. Like I said, it's like if you got a choice to see a Luther Vandross or Michael Jackson, Luther can sing,
right?
But he's not gonna dance.
That's
He's not gonna have the same kind of show. So which ticket are you going to? It's the same weekend. Go playing Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It costs $75. And you going to go see.
I'm going to hear a country thing.
That's
right.
Yes.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So it's been good that way. I just try to set myself different from everyone else and bring as much as I can to the table with a great sounding band and try to give you the best vocals and just have you have a great time when you're getting away from something. Whether it's like had a hard day at work, I'm going to the concert Friday night, or you just want to enjoy your weekend. So people always ask you, "How was your weekend?" You come see the Simba Jordan band. So now it's a good weekend. You go see this band.
We had a great weekend.
Yeah,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying?
Now, do you ever want to go to Nashville or perform in Branson? Have you thought about that, or are you just trying to stay local right now?
No, we haven't gone to Branson. That's like another. That's like I don't know. It's a different kind of country. It's a music city.
Right.
It's not Nashville like that. It's different. It's hard to explain. I don't know how to format that.
Okay.
Versus, like I don't know how to go with that from like I said, an R&B standpoint. Like here's your Mecca, and then you have this other one that's like the Little Brother or something like that.
Okay.
It's not the
I see
exact
what you're
same.
saying.
Yeah, it's not the exact same. So I've been to Nashville. I recorded my music in Nashville with some of the best musicians in Nashville. So the same musicians that played on Darius Rucker's album, Brooks and Dunn, Lady Antebellum, Blake Shelton, Toby Keith, stuff like that.
He's probably our other caller. 94 feet beyond. Who's on the line with us?
Hello, Myron Best.
Hey, what's going on, Myron?
Hello, Myron.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
All right. We in here talking with our other guest right now, Simba Jordan, the country music singer.
Okay.
I'm glad you called in because Simba's he definitely in the girls basketball too. So that's how we can transition our show so easily. So how's it going out there for y'all?
We're on the street right now. We started off the guy that's won 5 straight up in Michigan, just won 2 games today. So we on a little.
Okay. You was breaking up a little bit, but I think you said y'all on a streak right now. Hello?
Hello?
We got a little bad connection.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
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 So this is what we gonna do. Hey, give us a call back, Myron. We're gonna try to get you on the line again. Give us a call back. So they call this the transition.
Literally.
We back at it with you. So here we go. 94 feet beyond is Myron.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
You must be in a dead spot.
The Toledo Connect, the Toledo dead spot.
There you go. We hear you now.
Hear me a little better?
Yeah. Okay. We hear you a little better now. You probably gonna have to stand right there with your hand up on one foot.
I got my hand on some aluminum foil. I grabbed some aluminum foil.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I think when we left, you said y'all was on a little win streak right now.
Yeah, 13 in a row. So they playing good right now. And everybody gelling, making shots. We still, struggling a little bit defensively, but we getting wins.
Okay.
So there we go. So what you got for us?
Now, I know you're playing up in the Midwest Summer too this week, today, and then this weekend. How's you played in all during the summer so far? You think?
Overall, we've done good. I felt that these girls been in a position where they know they can compete with some other teams, even though like in Louisville we split. We were 6-6 for the week, but they were in games. So now what we're doing, we actually winning games.
Okay.
You know, so that was good. Playing the amount of games has been good too. I mean, right now I know they're tired because they've been playing a lot. I think we like 27 games, 28 games since the start of July. But like I said, you're starting off, we in games, we're losing games. Now we're starting to win games. So we're playing good.
Now the first half of the exposure, you guys played at the Run for the Roses. Can you talk about how that went for you guys and how do you feel you came out of it?
Actually, we played in the Under Armour tournament.
Under Armour? Okay.
The Under Armour tournament down in Louisville. Then we went to Apache and we played in the Battle Spoil. So the Under Armour tournament, we only lost one game. They played good. We struggled shooting the ball. Pretty much that whole week. So that was our biggest thing. And these girls been missing a lot of layups. I mean, I haven't seen how many girls did so many layups. So, but we started to pull it all together.
Okay. And you said
competition is good. I mean, that's why we get out here for the competition. Get better.
Definitely good competition. So this past event was at the LBI Summer Sizzle.
Yep.
Okay. Y'all did pretty good up there, huh?
Yeah, it went 5-0 up there. So we had a lot of close games. And like I said, they were pulling out wins at the end. Sometimes, you know, they play down to the level of their competition. And, you know, they're just trying to get them getting mentally prepared for games, actually, when they walk in. You know, you end up playing so many games that just kind of just playing. But, you know, every game you got to really try and get these girls mentally prepared to play. And really that's been the biggest thing for me. And Coach Bates been helping me a lot this week. So just getting them ready to play.
So speaking on that mental aspect, because we definitely going to bring that up, because I think we're going to tackle that here in the next couple episodes of the show. On that mental side you was just speaking on, how much do you feel that it plays as far as getting the girls ready and what all they play? How much does it play into their game, do you believe, as a coach?
For me, what I see, like these girls are on the phone too much. First thing they want to do is sit around and just be on their phone. They want to be on their phone till the very last minute until it's time to play. But just getting them mentally prepared, just knowing you got to warm your body up, you got to stretch. So, you know, some of these games you might only have 3 minutes to warm up, 5, depending on what time, you know, how the other game goes, and just having them ready to play. That's the biggest part, you know, I've been dealing with. And having them be prepared on their own without me being there to say, okay, let's stretch, let's do this, do that. Y'all go ahead and get ready to play yourself.
Okay. So y'all are at the USJ in Toledo, am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. So have y'all played today?
Yeah, we played 2 games today. We won both games. The first game was by 14, the other one was by 30. So we had a younger team that was playing up. And they've been playing, like right now, they're clicking. They're clicking and they're making shots. Struggling on making layups still, finishing layups, but they ain't making shots. That's the big thing. And they're digging down on defense, playing some good defense. They could be better, but they playing good defense.
Defense.
We was just in here talking with our other guest. He played football, but he said if he played basketball, you know, he digging them up. That's his thing. He was the lockdown man. So I told him
that defense be so important, and they got to learn. You know, sometimes they want to play on one end of the floor. And they got to understand, especially when these coaches come out. They want to see. I tell them all the time, you got to take pride in one-on-one matchups and shut down the person you guard. You know, I don't like to overhelp because the kids can knock down that shot nowadays. But you know, you got to take pride in one-on-one matchups, and you got to trust your teammates too. I do a lot of show and recover, but not all the way out. You know, help side defense, but I'm just trying to get these girls to just really take pride, keep your man in front of you, quit gambling so much, quit staring at the ball, you know.
Now, you mentioned the college coaches. Has there been a lot of college coaches at you guys' games since this month, or has it been like not as many as with the other teams in the tournaments you've been playing in?
There's been a few. I mean, I think we've had at least four to five coaches at each game that we played in. I mean, since the summer sizzle. Except for our last game, there wasn't a lot. There was 2 or 3 I've seen come over there, but you know, 4 or 5 for right now. It's been good for this group.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, do you have a lot of players from the Toledo or Columbus area?
Yeah, my team is really based out of Columbus. It's just me and Keyshawn. I know Keyshawn. I kind of talked to him last year. We kind of had the same philosophy, so I went ahead and started the team under his organization in the Columbus area. And I do have Columbus kids. I got one kid. She played with me last year. She's out of Ashland Crestview, Jackie Bath. I have one kid who's kind of on and off out of Ontario. Her name was Nash Shelby. I have Ayanna Harrison from Afrocentric. Mikhail Bates out of Pickerton North. I have a girl named Reagan Elware out of New Albany. I have my 2 daughters, Amaya and Brianna Best, out of Gahanna. I'm trying to think if I'm missing somebody. I picked up Charlia Henley out of Northland. And right now we're playing with 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We're playing with 7.
Hey.
Yeah, been tough. A lot of games with 7 or 8 players. Like we have one missing this week, so we just playing with 7.
Have you substituted frequently to keep them fresh, or what have you been doing?
I mean,
substitution?
It's hard, and I tell them all the time right now that, hey, if you mess up, we're gonna start. You're gonna have to start being accountable, and I might bring them out, but I tell them all the time, you're gonna have to go back in and play. So they understand that, but I'm rotating them. The gym up in Michigan was kind of hot, so the rotation, I had to rotate a little quicker, go faster. But they all playing a lot of minutes.
I was about to say, nobody complaining about playing time on that team.
That's not an issue on this team.
Yes.
That's not an issue on this team.
Hey, but it's working though.
You get a lot of minutes and you can get a lot of shots.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Y'all winning too, so they might not want nobody else to come get them time.
Right.
Hey, they don't bring no fresh legs in here, Coach. We be ready.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you calling
Definitely.
in, man, and we definitely wish y'all luck. This is the last tournament for you guys, right?
Yep, this is it.
Okay, so
This
yeah.
is it. We had the border battle. I think a couple kids are playing on the border battle on Saturday, and that's it for July. So I
Okay.
think we end up getting like pretty close to 28, 29 games for a month of July.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah,
It's a lot of games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
A lot of
good reps. That's good though. I mean, because you can't substitute games.
No.
So
Yeah, you can't substitute the game.
that's my
I tell my brother that all the time.
Hey, right. You better-
Game experiences. Because
Yes.
right now, and I see when we were in Louisville, we was right there. Now with more games, now you see they starting to pull out wins. It's just helping.
Oh yeah, y'all need 10 more.
Playing under
10
that
more
whistle,
games.
yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, man, hey, continued success for the duration of the season and this
Definitely.
weekend, man. And I hope we get to talk with you again next year or during this upcoming high school season. Good luck to your daughters and everything.
Definitely.
And we appreciate you calling in.
Okay, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, no
Welcome.
problem.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Too.
All right.
So we back with Simba. What we're gonna do is take a quick break, and we'll get right back with y'all. 94 feet and beyond.
All I see is fraudulence. 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 All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Okay, let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is saying I'm the realest. They're saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Okay, let's be real. All I see is fraudulence. All I see They saying I'm the realest. I'm just saying I'm a realest. And all I see, you might be fly, but I be float. Your I stay high, cause I'm just that dope. Ain't tryna be fake, so let's be real. 24K just to see me though. Most of these boys just see me folk. I'm out daily like CP3. You can never see me like a UFO. It's in my jeans, or you ain't know. Listen, money don't make you real if you want real when you a broke. Boy, that money gon' get you killed if you a clown, and that's no joke. I don't gang bang, but I bang bang when it comes to me and my folks. And the same thing for my dope. Yeah, I'm riding around with my toast. On the break bread with who I know. Say amen for that beef get eight. Gotta say grace before I use my vote. So leapfrog in your coat. No new friends, no fake friends, no nonsense is my quote. No children, no playpen, no fraudulence, and that's dope. All I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I see you scared, man, again, let's be real now. All I see is fraudulence. All I see they saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fraudulence. All I see is money don't make you real. I see you scared, man, again, let's be real now. All I see is fraudulence. All I see they saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. Baby, y'all live on me. What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? Cup watching you a peeping time. Nosy neighbor, nosy neighbor. What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? What's the flavor? Cup watching you a peeping time. Nosy neighbor, nosy neighbor. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my soul. Why you always in the mix with it? And you ain't help me mix, did you? My table is full, can't eat with you fools. Now you can't even sit with us, let alone have a sit with us. Now you can't even hit this one. Simple and plain, can tell by your frame that you don't get the big picture. That boy that he a soft drink, that mean they got some with him. Oh, listen, this a A&B conversation. See, they all on my D in my conversation. Pockets on E, F that. Me against you, that's a mismatch. Get a disrespect, I'm a lit match. Game is so I treat it like it's pit pass. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my soul. You must got me mixed up. Wait, it must be a mix up. She said I'm a stiff drink. And well, you a mix one. I'm the type that mix business with pleasure. I love getting money, we just go together. My homeboy, he got a dope wrist. Your girlfriend, we call her Blowfish. Since you all in my fridge, I ain't lost the insurance. All at your crib and I do it again. Boy, I don't play, let's I play to win. I hit your girl once and I'm gone in the win. You thirsty, boy, power up. Want anybody why you show up? Oh, you want a taste of the good life? Somebody tell that boy to grow up, grow up. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, and it help me stir. Baby, y'all in my Kool-Aid, in my Kool-Aid, yeah, they be all in my soul. They be all in my mix, all in my mix, all in my mix. They be all in my mix, all in my mix, all in my mix. They be all in my kitchen, I mean in my business. They say that they're hungry, but won't do the dishes. Don't pay them no dishes. Good, pay me to pay him on business. They be all in my mix, all in my kitchen. They be y'all in my mix. They be y'all in my mix.
Ghost.
television with the best kid. Global linking like the gold chain on my necklace. I will body anybody talking reckless. This for anybody trying to step in, you get cut like Smith and Wesson. Oh, I'ma tell y'all who the best is. Tell Columbia they made a good investment. Tell Columbus that I'm chasing after fame now. I need 100K a show in my possession. Question, represent my brother like a best man. Global to the death of me, I vow it with my left hand. Right hand on the Bible, I done preach to make a difference. I will eat to bring the feet on opponents who never listen. Don't never give out no features unless you fit the description of talent. And if you don't, then you'll never fill that position of winning. I'll say it nice, but I never repeat it twice. I've been cooking to be the hype, so your verses may need assistance. Yeah. All you suckers, I been really mastering these verses like a hobby, nigga. Costa got a boo, police just wanna drop somebody's trigger busting. No discussion when I holler start to fly. You either dead or you alive. What's in between is a surprise. No, my bangers are hotter than a summer 16. I wonder what's popping with you. There's no second option, cause Dom is spitting out hottest scriptures. Born in 98, baby, 18 years old, I'm modest. I killed the game since my birth as soon as I popped out my mama. Yeah, they broke my collarbone, but it was all to make me stronger. Now I'm stronger in my mindset than all of these other artists. I'm so pure like the water that is all the sin. My tour bus like the Odyssey. Don't think that I departed yet. 2 grams in the wood unless my brothers, they don't spark it yet. The green just clear my thoughts, so it's easier to become the best. And when I am, then you'll finally understand. I'm number one, call me Cam, while I'm dabbing to the fans, for real. Yeah. Donovan Michael,
Welcome back, 94 Feet and Beyond. And with our in-house guest, Simba Jordan. So when we left off, we're gonna pick up a little bit. Matter of fact, is it anybody you want to give a shout out to?
My wife and kids.
There it is.
Jerry Jordan, Taylor Devin, and Kaya.
There we go. We don't want you to get in no trouble. You get in there, they be like, "Where was my shout out at?"
Right.
So yeah, and we know you got a couple of events coming up still too. So we did say the Meigs County Fair event, August 15th.
Yeah.
And was it Sunbury Summer Concert Series?
Yeah, Sizzling Sounds.
Saturday, August 19th.
Yeah.
And Crazy Mule Saloon.
Crazy
Saturday,
Mule.
August 26th.
Yeah, August
See,
26th.
got them all. I got them all. Got them all, baby. Hey, you know, I'm trying to do my job out here, man. That's cool. But let them know the name of some of the tracks and the music you're doing right now.
Well, we came out with a tune that's written by Lonnie Wilson and Jimmy Erie called Country Thing. We shot a video for it with Cool World Photography. And shout out to Paul Cunningham. We and Levi, we went out to his grandparents' house. At the time, it was 103 years old. It's about like 106, 7 years old now or something. Farm that we shot this out at. So we went into the barn, and it's got like clips of me coming out of a combine. We're on a flatbed trailer. There's all kinds of combines around. We just shot it inside, and it was raining. We was going to shoot a bonfire scene outside. We could do the whole thing in one day. But the rain kept coming, didn't stop. So we had to shoot it inside, and we still made it, we made it work. We had lights and stuff like that. And so one scene we did at the barn, and then we shot some other stuff in the fields, just some solo stuff with me. And then we shot another bonfire scene. We had some actors and actresses and stuff come out to do that. So it was really cool. Really great song, up tempo, kind of modulates up and stuff. And we got the video with my buddy Steve Baker that I met. He's in Nashville. Did the promotion of the video and visual images. He got on Access. We got the video on Access TV. So it's on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you look up Simba Jordan Country Thing, you can find it there. We got play on Access TV, Heartland, Country Network, Indie Music TV. We got on Access TV a couple times. So a lot of great things happened with it because it was such a good video. was such a good song. They said the same musicians that played on, Brooks and Dunn, Lady Annabelle and Blake Show, and Toby Keith. And we just, just worked it. Went to the studio in Nashville, cut it. It was a really cool event to, to be able to do, pull off, and so I guess if you guys are ready to play,
do we have that music?
I think so.
So I'll go ahead and
So I get bring it. Without further ado.
Was Dixie, that was picking, shotgun waving, long neck drinking, hunting and a fishing, working and a wishing for the weekend. We say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, sir. Can I lend a hand, take a stand for something we believe in? Love and pray and do anything for a good friend. We like campfire burning, buttermilk churning, old folks, 30 bros wilding and a turning to a muddy creek, jumping from a tall tree into the deep end. That's a country thing. People who don't live it just might think we've gone insane. But those of us down home, we can stand right up and say it's a country thing. We like moonlight sipping, late skinny dipping, flat rock skipping, catfish hitting, sitting on a creek bank, sun's up but we ain't leaving. We like country twang and good southern rocking, under the sun on a bass boat docking, homemade wine and a mess of fish frying in a hot pan. Got grandmas, grandpas, newborn youngins, double wide homes and double first cousins, an old town square with the county fair and some good land. That's a country thing. People who don't live it just might think we've gone insane. But those of us down home, we can stand right up and say it's a country thing. People who don't live it just might think we've gone insane. But those of us down home, we can stand right up and say it's a country thing. A country thing. It's a country thing. I remember how you looked at me when we used to be so much in love. The way your eyes sparkled made it clear that I was the one. But lately there's a change in your heart, and I don't like what I see staring back at me. I already know you're leaving. You got a window to your soul. You think I can't see what you're hiding from me? Tell me, why can't you realize that you can't disguise goodbye eyes? There's no need to turn away. Baby, I've already faced the truth. Standing where I am right now, you really can't deny my point of view. What's the use in trying to cover up what you no longer feel? It's been revealed. I already know you're leaving. You've got a window to your soul. You think I can't see what you're hiding from me? Tell me, why can't you realize that you can't disguise goodbye? I see everything that you're not saying, and you're not staying. I already know you're leaving. You've got a window to your soul. You think I can't see what you're hiding from me? Tell me, why can't you realize that you can't disguise those goodbye eyes? Goodbye eyes.
Oh yeah, see,
Yes.
That's our beyond right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So for people that just fell in love just now, they're probably going crazy. How can they follow you on social media or get in contact with you?
I have a website at SimbaJordan.com. And from there, you can hit all kinds of links like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have Reverb Nation. So there's just about any way you pretty much follow whatever you like. If you do multiple things, I'm on Snapchat for the kids. I got a Musical.ly. I do some stuff on Musical.ly. Just out there trying to make it work, man. Just playing and you'd be surprised that there's been a few black country singers. You know what I'm saying? You got Charlie Pride. You got a guy named Cleve Francis that was on Capitol Records. A guy named Trini Triggs that was on Curb. Then you got your Cowboy Troy. Then you got your Gary Troy.
And now we got Simba
Jordan.
Oh yeah, I've been in there through some of that. I'm still grinding. Let's say I'm still working on my craft and getting noticed and stuff. Like I said, we played. I was telling y'all on the break where we played with Blake Shelton at the Daytona Speedway. It was called Country 500. So we were the only artist I think on that bill without a major deal. So we've been doing really well with those things. We played the Buckeye Country Superfest at the shoe. So just being able to do some really cool things where, you just got to get the right person to see your abilities and your talent. And that's anything.
Hey, it's just like the one coach.
Yeah. Need a chance.
Yeah, you don't need 500 coaches. You just need one coach to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it all transitions in, and that's great though. It's like you said, you grinding. It's the same thing we tell the kids. Hey, you just got to keep grinding. You got to stay on your path, and you have to put in that work. Just like you're saying, putting in the work, doing the shows, going here, going there. It's the same thing. You got to stay in the gym, just like you got to keep putting in the work.
Yeah, because I knew there's a lot of people that I knew that were good doing competitions with me. Some that would beat me or I beat them. Just you were in the top 3 all the time, and then you see them later and they stop singing, and then they see you and they go, "You still doing it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Or they'll see me, they be at the concert, We did 6 shows with Garth Brooks last year. I see him at a concert. They like, man,
still going.
Right. So sometimes you can't, you know, if you want to put excuses in, you can put excuses in, I guess. But, you know, I got family. I got married. I had kids. I got kids. I'm married. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a job. I still got a day job. But it's like, how much do you want it? And you just got to believe in yourself and persevere. You got a fan base that believes in you. Sometimes you do it for the fans. It's like there's a part of you in that pie graph. There's part of you for you, for your kids, for mom and dad or whatever, for grandma and grandpa, your fan base, the people that meet you, whether they're new fans or old fans. Your old fans are still believing in you and hoping that you get there. Your new fans have found you, so they don't want you to quit yet because they just found you. So it's a lot to it. And you, like I said, and you got to do it for yourself. But I'm saying all of that together helps you keep going. But yeah, it's at the end you gotta do it for yourself. But you just try not to make excuses. Just do as best you can. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you sometimes.
That's true. That's true. Hey, well, I want to say thank you. We appreciate you coming on, man, and wish you the best of success. And with that type of grind, I'm sure it's coming. And don't forget us when you hit the top.
Definitely not.
Remember you was here at 94 feet beyond. Right, we're gonna have to.
I'm about to call you.
Hey man, talk to your manager.
Right.
Yes. Can we speak with her?
Right.
Not right now. Then look, don't be like some of the people, and I DM them and I text them and stuff. They don't want to respond.
No.
They already bigger than they stuff.
I ain't gonna forget. You can't forget where you come from.
Exactly.
Definitely, because you never know who you're gonna see on the way down.
You never know, right? Yeah, everybody you see that you's passing up is the same people you gonna see on the way down.
Right.
So like, you gotta respect everybody, and you just never know. You're just blessed every day to be able to do what I do, and you never know when it's gonna stop or when it'll go away. You know, you can lose your voice tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there you are. So, you know, I'm thankful to be here. I'm glad you guys have me out.
Oh yes.
Playing my music and stuff and just getting it out there. And you know, you ain't at the end of the day, you ain't got to be ashamed to be black and listen to country music.
Oh no.
Country music originated from blues, and blues is a black thing.
See?
So just understand a lot of the instruments that are used in country music were invented by black people. So, you know, it's you probably have a great grandmother or grandmother or somebody from the South, and they know about it. So you ain't, you know, at least if you have someone out there doing it that you know, like now you know Simba Jordan. So
Right.
that gives you your ability to go, hey, I like country music, I like Simba Jordan.
Right. You see somebody you look like.
Right. So you don't got to feel indifferent about it.
That's
Because
it.
there are some people that are like, you say, what kind of music you listen to? R&B. You know, they might listen to country, but they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
So it's all good. You know, you can admit it. It's good. So thank you for having me.
Hey man, thanks for coming, and we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our next guest, Coach Keith Johnson of Independence 76ers, 94 feet and beyond.
All I see is flaws. 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 All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Let's be real. All I see is flaws. All I see is saying I'm the realest. No, I'm just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is flaws. All I see is money don't make you real. I'm scared, man. Let's be real. All I see is flaws. All I see is saying I'm the realest. No, I'm just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is fly, but I be float. If I stay high, cause I'm just that dope. And tryna be fake, so let's be real. 24K just to see me though. Most of these boys just see me folk. I'm out daily like CP3. You can never see me like a UFO. It's in my jeans, or you ain't know. Listen, money don't make you real if you want real when you a broke. Boy, that money gon' get you killed if you a clown, and that's no joke. I don't gang bang, but I bang when it comes to me and my folks. And the same thing for my dough. Yeah, I'm riding around with my toast. On the break bread with who I know. Say amen for that big get eight. Gotta say grace before I use my vote. So leapfrog in your coat. No new friends, no fake friends, no nonsense is my quote. No children, no playpen, no fraudulence, and that's dope. All I I see is progress. All I see is money don't make you real. I see you scared, man. The king lets me real now. All I see is progress. All I see they saying I'm the realest. Just saying I'm a realist. And all I see is progress. All I see is money don't make you real. I see you scared, man. The king lets me real now. All I see is progress. All I see they saying I'm the realest. No, I'm just saying I'm a realist.
Ghost, 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 ghost.
Television with the best kid. Global linking like the gold chain on my necklace. I would body anybody talking reckless. This for anybody trying to step in, you get cut like Smith and Wesson. Oh, I'ma tell y'all who the best is. Tell Columbia they made a good investment. Tell Columbus that I'm chasing after fame now. I need 100K a show in my possession. Question, represent my brother like a best man. Global to the death of me, I vow it with my left hand. Right hand on the Bible, I don't preach to make a difference. I will eat to bring the feet on opponents who never listen. Don't never give out no features unless you fit the description of talent. And if you don't, then you'll never feel that position of winning. I'll say it nice, but I never repeat it twice. I've been cooking to feed the hype, so your verses made me the citizenship. All you suckers, I been really mastering these verses like a hobby, nigga. Costa got a fool, police just wanna drop somebody's trigger. Bustin', no discussion when I holler start to fly. You either dead or you alive, what's in between is a surprise. No, my bangers are hotter than a summer 16 on one that was poppin' with you. There's no second option, cause down was spittin' out hottest scriptures. Born in 98, baby, 18 years old, my mind is stuck killing games since my birth. As soon as I popped out my mama, yeah, they broke my collarbone, but it was all to make me stronger. Now I'm stronger in my mindset than all of these other artists. I'm so pure like the water that is all the sin. My tour bus like the Odyssey. Don't think that I departed yet. 2 grams in the wood unless my brothers, they don't spark it yet. The grade is clear my thoughts, so it's easier to become the best. And when I am, then you'll finally understand I'm number one. Call me Cam while I'm dabbing to the fans, for real. Yeah. Donovan Michael, man. Come back soon.
DFB beats.
Yeah, all work, no play, boy. Now that I'm booming, yeah. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money, 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 money. All I know is money. So ATM, so ATM. Addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling fucked. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM, I'm so ATM, and I be feeling fucked. Yeah, I can't help myself. Being ATM, that my MO. I was going through withdrawing, I was Bruno. Now I'm booming stupid. That money calling, it just be calling me. Like I'm Pookie, I'm so addicted to it. I can't live without it. Like Master P with my cheese, cause they know I'm about it. And I be salad dressing, lettuce falling on my pockets. Paper cuts all on my thighs, all I make is deposits. So ATM, so ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeling fucked. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM. So ATM, addicted to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATL, and I be feeding for it. Yeah, I can't help myself. All I know is this paper. If I don't know nothing else, I've been down before, but now top shelf and this cash only no credit check. Look, all I know is these haters. Better wake up. I know some broke comments that'll ride on you for the low. Like the mega bus, I need my paper straight on the paper plate, cause it's half full of my paper cup and my elevator keep going up. I'm prioritized, so don't interrupt. My girl say she need a bag. That's a pocketbook, a couple bands in my pants. I told her, little girl, that's a pocketbook. Money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money. If I don't know about nothing, I know money. If I don't know about nothing, they looking stupid. I don't know about nothing, man. Trust me, I know about money. I know money. So ATM. So ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeding for them. Yeah, I can't help myself. So ATM, so ATM, or did it to the money. I'm so ATM, so ATM. I'm so ATM, and I be feeding for them. Yeah, I can't help myself. I'm feeding for that money crazy. I'm feeding for that money daily. So I go get it, nigga. Woo. Hey.
20.
Yeah. Hey, 24/7 been working. Music keep me on my feet. Moms and pops have been banking. I roll out with all they children. Got a family to feed. I be about my business, chasing after labels. They don't gotta chase me. They shouldn't have to. I battle daily with my mind, cause it's filled with a dream. I gotta start living that. And the ammo that is shot through lines, I will load my 9 and then I give it back. Beat me on them like a laser tag. You've been asking questions, counting blessings. Women know right now that I would. I gotta book some sessions. I've been on this grind, ain't noticing. Hope I can team up with Yogi, split God on waste space. Try that smell, loving Kev really on this shit. Sick clan, I love you. That beef shit is over with. 24/7. Is catching that change like I aim to close range. Be that pain to the grain with the trigger impressive. No one knows what I'm producing for sure. Know that my crew really do this for sure. No one can say they stuck true to the boy. I've been hotter than Lucifer's flow when destroying boy. Please don't try and give me compliments. I don't need love when I'm confident in my own game. Niggas screaming out dimes and shit. Label be great over all my accomplishments. Knowing my topic trend. Open my topic trend.
Yeah, young niggas stepping up into the game. Chains on my back, got me feeling like Luke Cage. Feeling with rage, being this pain. Trying to spread my wings like a bird in a cage. People keep saying Moon Savage have changed. The only thing changed about me is my lanes. Don't fuck with these niggas, cause niggas is lame. I stay to myself and I just do my thing. People keep saying I'm so stuck in my ways. I'm getting to the guap so different, all I feel the same. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when it bang. I'm a lyrical weapon, I'm a 30 when it bang. Dog got the pumpy, this up in the press it. Moon got the 40, this up in the wetted. Leave you beheaded. Nigga, I get it. Nigga, I gotta turn up. 24/7, I'm working. Young niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the survey. I used to be sitting in service. Lord knows a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserved it. 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, I'm working. Young niggas scratching the surface. My niggas is trapping the survey. I used to be sitting in service. Lord knows a nigga ain't perfect. Everything I got, bitch, I earned it. This world is mine, I deserve it. 24/7, 24/7.
I left my brother at home. No more texting, no more calling my phone. I'm in my zone. Parents don't fuck with me. Luckily, I got a voice that is gold. It is me versus my verses. Pick my verse up when you're versing. I've been hurting, you been lurking. 24/7, I'm working. Yeah.
Hey, we back. Yeah. 94 feet and beyond. We have our next guest in, Coach Keith Johnson of the Independent 76ers. And before I let him introduce himself, I just want to say thank you to Simba Jordan.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Gifts.
Gifts.
Yes.
Those
we take
kind of
bribes
gifts.
and gifts.
Yes.
Right here.
We'll take that. Those are the
Oh,
type of
yes.
gifts.
Oh, we do. We so do.
So just a reminder for the next upcoming guest. Anybody?
Yeah, remember, we take gifts, we take bribes.
That's it. That's it. We're gonna be shouting Simba out for like 30 years just for one shirt.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I guess I'm about to send y'all something. So
Yeah.
we have to work something out.
Right.
So I'm gonna let him introduce himself for those that don't know. Let them know.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Keith Johnson. I'm the head coach at Independence High School. Got the Lady 76ers. Been there for about, I think, going on 6 years now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna let the franchise start off hitting you
All
with
right.
all the questions.
First of all, congratulations on your regional semifinals run this year. Can you talk about how was it surprising, or do you think you would be there all along?
Wow, that district run, yeah, and get to the regions. It was a work in progress. I mean, we've been kind of grinding over the Independence, trying to change the culture, since we hit the ground. And through hard work, and I got some great assistant coaches, Coach Jordan, Coach Posey. We had a plan when we walked in, and it just took time to build that plan.
Okay.
We put together a good group of young ladies, put in a lot of hard work. So we expected to make that.
Okay.
We set goals and we had expectations, so it wasn't a surprise because of the hard work we put in and the caliber of young ladies that we had.
Okay.
Man. Well, I'm glad the hard work paid off. And can you let some of the people know how you got your coach's start?
Wow. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take them back. Pretty much the mid '90s. I got my start up at Barnett Rec Center. Shout out to Miss Featherstone up at Barnett.
Yes,
Featherstone.
Yeah, so we started out Pee Wee basketball with my son. And shout out to the great coaches that kind of taught me how to coach. Coach Hornsberger, Coach Allman, Coach Whiteside. But started there at Barnett, then moved on, did the travel ball circuit with my son, did the Gus Mackers, and then I landed at Johnson Park Middle School as a teacher and took over. When I got my start at Johnson Park, it was only maybe a 6-game season for boys and a 6-game season for girls. So I started out coaching the boys until Christmas, and then I had the girls from, say, New Year's to mid-February. So I started out at Johnson Park coaching both sports. The city league expanded their middle school programs, and I had to make a decision that I want to stay coaching boys or coaching girls. Now, funny story why I kind of chose young ladies. I had the boys in the gym one day, we were running suicides, and the young man decided he didn't want to run suicides. I asked him why. He said, I didn't want to crease my joints.
Oh, no.
So after that, that's like, I might want to change over to the young ladies where they're still coachable and they're still able to listen.
Yeah.
And had a good set. Hey, it is what it is. You didn't want to crease them Jordans. Now, then I took over. My assistant coach, Herm Brown, took over the boys, and I took the young ladies at Johnson Park. In the first year with that program, we went to the city championship. I think we played Franklin Middle School. Lost in overtime by 2 points.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
But the following year, went back to the city middle school championship and won that one. Can't remember. It may have been Woodward Park that we beat, but we won that city championship that second year. So did the young ladies at Johnson Park with the one more city championship game. So three appearances at the middle school level, one victory. Then from Johnson Park Middle School, one of my former players' parents suggested that I look into the Independence job. So I took a year, went to the games, kind of got a lay of the land, scouted the situation before I committed, and I saw that there was some potential there. I liked the gym, I liked the setup, I liked the fact that Independence High School is OCC adjacent. So Pickerington's close, Reynoldsburg's close, Roveport's close. So if anybody's disgruntled or dissatisfied, come on over. So that kind of led to that. So I took, it was a family decision. So I kind of took My wife, who's a former basketball player, she came over and does the books and does a lot of stuff with the program. My son was graduating from college, and he came over as a volunteer coach. Then I pulled a old friend from the middle school days, Curtis Posey, who I always respected the way he taught basketball. And we put this group together, and we've been together. There's been very little coaching change since we've been there. We've added a former player, Jasmine Craig. She came back and has helped out with coaching, but we've been the same crew or family since we've been in Independence for 6 years.
Okay.
6 years.
Now, I know you got some famous alumni, Jess Davenport from Independence. Do you try to bring the alumni back to watch games and maybe help the Carrolls out at all?
I've talked to Jessica. She's been in the building. She hasn't been to any of the games that I know of.
Okay.
I've actually coached Star Allen. She was at Barnett. So me and Star and my son have a good relationship. So, but they do come back. We do get more recent grads that are always back for open gyms.
Okay.
Are coming back and talk to the girls. We make a big point to keep everybody included. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So we try to keep everybody involved. Alumni, former players, or whatever, former families, everybody. Once you're a Sixer, hopefully you're always a Sixer.
Okay, and well, my question too is, have you and would you ever coach AAU?
Coached AAU, coached with All Ohio. This is before JB. This was Eddie Geis. Eddie Geis had All Ohio.
Oh,
I think I did 1 or 2 years with All Ohio. That was a good experience. I mean, Eddie was a really good guy. He gave me a real good group of young ladies. Wasn't the most talented group in the world, but they were very coachable. They worked real hard, and it was fun. So, yeah, I've coached AAU. I think there's been some rule changes with Ohio High School as far as high school coaches. I would have to think about that because you want to spend as much time with your players. That's one aspect. But on the flip, I think high school coaches coaching AAU may be able to bring more fundamentals to some teams. I mean, some teams are show teams. Their players are ready to go. They're ready for the big stage. Just throw them out there, let's ball. But in a lot of cases, girls still need fundamental work. They need to work on defense, team skills, rebounding, those things. And in some cases, they're not getting that from their AAU program. So I think there's a possibility that with high school coaches being introduced to that arena, there may be an opportunity for more fundamental basketball to be taught or continue to be taught.
Okay. Yeah, because just to speak on the rule that you were talking about, many people may not know that the rule's been changed now that high school coaches are able to coach 50% of their team on an AAU team.
Yes.
So I think that's the equivalent of 2 players.
Yes.
So
just recently added. I posted this on my Facebook last week, earlier this week, about that rule change.
Yeah, I think it was on She Got Next Twitter also. Yes. So I think a lot of, like you said, I think some high school coaches that may have stayed away from coaching AAU, they may look into it now because now, like you said, they not only will be able to coach 2 of their players on the team, they'll also be able to instill fundamentals, and that'll help too. And I believe so. What is it like during June and July? You can pretty much coach your whole team in an AAU event. So
okay, I have to kind of look into that because I can see, like I said, there are pros and cons. I can see there being some paranoia with that. If I'm, if I have 2 of my girls and I'm coaching my girls, but there's two of my other players with another coach, and if they happen to be city league or whatever else, I might be sweating bullets because that other coach has my girl. So we'll see how it plays out and see what decisions people make. They open enrollment in Columbus. They may have opened up a can of worms with that, but that's yet to be seen.
Okay.
Now, for those that aren't familiar with the City League, can you talk about the rivalries? I know there's Alpha-centric, Eastmore, obviously. You guys play in the same division. Can you talk about the rivalries between the South and the North and how that goes for someone that's never watched City League basketball?
I'll speak on the South and somewhat on the North, but I've always been an East Side, South Side person, so I'm more familiar with that. As far as girls basketball and being an independent 76er, it's nice to be at the table with the big boys. Through our hard work, I feel comfortable, sitting at the table with the Eastmore, Northland, Afrocentric. That's, with our work and dedication, hopefully we've earned that right to be mentioned in that same breath. Independence has a history of good girls basketball. It kind of fell off for a second. Things happen. Programs have their ups and downs, but hopefully we've reestablished ourselves, and we hope to remain at the table with the big boys and continue to do big things. Now, as far as rivalries, I think our natural rivalry is probably Walnut Ridge, just because of proximity. But there's also a heated rivalry. Say with Eastmoor, everybody's chasing Afrocentric. I don't know who their rival is right now in the city because they're just so far ahead of everybody else. But hopefully through hard work and a player here, a player there, one day we can kind of even the playing field, and there's some true competition, because you want to feel like you're playing for something, and it's and as good as we have it, as long as kind of Afrocentric is that big dog in the City League South, it's going to be hard to get an opportunity to play for that City League championship. That district was nice, but you still an opportunity to fight for that City League championship and kind of rep Columbus.
You said what was nice?
that district championship. That kind of put us, I guess, back on the map, because we had some doubters, and but to make it that far and who we played and how we played kind of cemented all the hard work that we put in. Eastmoor is, a friendly rival, and we go back and forth, and it's always competitive. And you have to you got to beat the best to be the best. Right. And we always looked at them as a strong program, and to be able to compete with them last year and knock them off twice really said a lot about the work that we put in.
I don't know where Fire is, but Fire, I hope you listen.
Fire's listening somewhere.
I hope you listen, Fire.
I ain't trying to start.
I wasn't here last week. Was here last week when that was in here. But I'm gonna let the coach talk.
But tables could turn this year. We don't know. It's kind of like who puts them. How your roster shapes up. We lost 7 seniors. From the varsity program. 6 of those young ladies will have an opportunity to play basketball at the next level. We're very proud of that. That's part of this process. You want to give them the opportunity to continue to play basketball. So we lost 6 seniors. We have some good players coming back. We'll see what walks through the door when school starts. But we kind of hang our hat on developing players. So whoever walks through the door, we're going to try to make them the best basketball player that they can be. And it's kind of like, I guess, part of our emphasis is going to be trying to get back the girls that Independence is their home school. Because we would be monsters if we could just keep the girls that Independence is their home school at Independence. There's been some great young ladies that have played at Eastmoor, at Afrocentric, but they could throw a rock and hit eye high. So hopefully with this district championship and the hard work we're putting in, players and families will think, hey, there's a good program right down the street for me. I'm coming back to the eye. So we welcome those players or those families. Take a look at it. It's a new place. Dr. West, Alyssa Downey, our AD, is a different environment, a different atmosphere. We're player friendly, we're parent friendly, we're academically, we're getting ourselves together. So don't sleep on us. We're trying to do big things over there.
Hey, I agree. Definitely check that out, because you guys do put in a lot of work, and that's what a lot of other parents are saying about their girls going in and getting, not just rolling the ball out like you said, but working with the girls. And if anybody follows you on Facebook or Twitter or anything, you do show that there's a lot of videos where you see y'all have the girls in there doing skill work and stuff like that. So I think that plays a big part. And when you mentioned family and stuff like that, last week I believe we had Coach Greeny and the new head coach Whitehall. So he was saying, as far as being in the city league, that the support of people coming to the game, it was hard because he like right now he says he feels he's got more of a community behind it. Do you feel like there's a problem as far as getting people in the gym to watch the game? Do you feel like it's not as much of a family-based community behind it, or is that just with some programs?
That's interesting, because I guess teaching and coaching in Columbus but living in Reynoldsburg, and my son played basketball for Reynoldsburg. When you go to a OCC or a community-based school and there's a big game, the city shuts down. Everybody's at that game. Girls basketball, boys basketball, whatever. You get numbers. Columbus City League, Independence, I'm going to speak for us, unless it's a Eastmoor or Afro Century, they're Walnut Ridge, but we have good rivalries close. So we get decent to good crowds. And it's about the product that you put out there. I mean, with this group of young ladies that we've had for the past couple of years, we've had good crowds, but it's about marketing. It's about getting that stuff out on Facebook, invite your aunt, invite your uncle, get your grandma out there. And when we made that tournament run, I mean, teachers showed up, custodians showed up. So it's kind of like winners attract. So hopefully if we continue to win and continue to sell our program, and our young ladies sell our program. If you got a good group of young ladies, people want to come out and see good people do good things. Right. So we try to keep them on track in the classroom, in the community, and those type of things. So, and I'm not trying to go a different direction with Coach Green, because it is hard. And we have to do a lot of extra things to get those people out there and kind of change the view or the opinion of what happens in the city league. So I think if you went back to homeschool, if you went back to Independence as a community school, then I think the crowd would be better, because then those local businesses are repping Independence. I went to South High School. I came out of the community school environment. When I was in South and I played in South, homecoming, whatever, the whole neighborhood shut down. And you had the floats, I'm old, you had the floats, you had the parade, you had all of that. And I think for better or worse with open enrollment, you lose a lot of that flavor, a lot of that atmosphere at the high school level. You don't see the school jackets anymore. You don't see those type of things, where I knew when I was in Desha Elementary School, I was going to be South High Bulldog. So you had your South High stuff ready to go from elementary age. So, it's different. I can't say it's better or worse, but it's just different. Now, I was having a conversation with South High's coach, I think, last week. We were just talking about open enrollment and all the drama with free agency and girls basketball. And I kind of stumbled across an idea. I don't know if it'll fly, but it'd be interesting if open enrollment was an academic-based initiative. Let's let kids choose their academics. What would happen if, academically, you could go to any school in the city you want, but you had to play for your home school? That would change some things. Yeah, that would change some things. So now, if you want to make that move for basketball, you have to actually move and change your address. Now, practices may start a little later or whatever else, but I guess in my case, I would know what was coming to me, because I would get players out of my community, and then it leads to bigger crowds, different types of rivalries. You would have to make accommodations for probably Afro Century Eastmoor. I know those other coaches out there that lose players to those programs would love to have a place where, academically go wherever, because that's what this was meant for. But athletic-wise, come on home.
Right. So it's almost a reversal of the charter schools, so to speak, where some of the schools where you go to that school, but you play sports for your
home school. Yeah, it'd be the same thing. That's a good analogy. Yeah, you can go whatever charter school you want to, but you have to play sports for your home school. Right. So that would be, who's to say? There's a lot of people that are trying to find ways to make City League girls basketball more competitive. I can't speak on the boys' side, but I just know that there's a finite amount of talent out there, and it all congregates in one place. It just makes it so lopsided and hard for other places.
And that's what I think Coach Green was saying also, that you have your top 4 or so programs, and then after that, it's just kind of like girls that just came in and wanted to play in their freshman year, when it's not like that anymore.
It's hard, and
today's basketball, it's you playing at 3rd, 4th grade, and you playing year round, even at that age. You're playing AAU, you're playing like rec leagues. So I think they start a lot younger and they play a lot more than they did. So I think you still do have a lot of girls that come out there and want to start playing in their 9th, 10th grade year.
Yeah, we get those. And you like to kind of going back to what y'all said, teach them how to play defense, and hopefully you can put them out there. Because if you can defend, I can find some place for you.
Yeah, you can.
But I think lost my train of thought for a second. But yeah, going back to just, you can't, just the way it's set up. So I can't hate the players, and almost that Golden State mentality. People want to go where people win. Yeah, and people want to go play with their friends. It's the AAU mentality of high school basketball now. So when you send your girls out there, when I send my girls when I played AAU this summer, it's kind of like, are they coming back? Right. And if they come back, are they bringing anybody with them, or are they going somewhere else? Because there's just a lot of, with girls, it's like, we went out and did this together. That's my friend. I want to go play with my friend. So it's, and with a lot of coaches, it's out of your hands because your roster could change depending on who gets along with who and who doesn't get along with who. So I think in my case, every opportunity I get a chance to be out there, say at a Capital or ODC or whatever it is, AAU or travel basketball plus, you got to kind of show your face and support and kind of get wind of what's going on so you don't get caught up in any surprises or whatever. Because there's a lot of fluidity that happens just because of relationships that are developed during that summer AAU.
Okay, now back to your team for a second. You say you lose 6 or 7 seniors from last year's team, including Sedera, obviously Rico starter. Can you tell me if you have a vocal leader yet? And for this coming season, how do you guys think it may do?
I think what we have coming back, she'll be a junior, Carlisa Strickland, which is, I think she was second team All-City this year. Okay. She's going to come back at one of the guard spots, and she's a real strong player. We have Kobe Burnside, which was one of the top scorers in the City League last year. She's back, a tremendous three-point shooter, and her game's improved. She's going attacking the basket, doing nice things. And then in the post, we have London Woods. Shout out to Young Bull. And that's kind of a throwback. There's not too many teams that have that back to the basket post player. And if we can take advantage of that aspect, I think that gives us a slight advantage in the City League and going on through the tournaments or whatever else. So if we can we have a point guard, we have a shooter, we have a post player. It's going to be filling out those other roster spots and adding depth. And I think I'm looking long game where we want to hit the ground and improve going into that District 2 tournament run. Because we're going to be young, we're not going to have the early depth, but we want to get better every day in practice and every game we play. And hopefully, be able to hang up another banner in either this upcoming season or the season after that.
For scheduling, can you tell us who you have on your schedule this year that fans may want to come out and watch, like maybe an OCC team or a team that you not heard that's under the radar?
Well, I think it's going to be that, for better or worse, it's going to be that first game. So we go with Northland that first game. I know Coach JB's been in here. And I know he's putting in work up in Northland, and JB's good people. But hey, just with the way the schedule worked out, we're going to still kick the season off at Northland, kind of test ourselves, see where we are, and kind of let it roll from there. Then we have our traditional big games. We have Eastmore early on, Afrocentric. I'm trying to think anybody else outside of the City League. Off the top of my head, I know we have, I think, Grandview again. Been a couple games towards the end, but I'm really looking forward to that big test.
I bet you are.
Shout out JB. Shout out JB. He said he coming at you. I'm just starting up because with all the good rivalry and just all of that good banner, that helps for the game. Because I know the girls gonna be excited. They're gonna go at each other, and then they're gonna be cool after the game. So. Yeah, and that's kind of a thing that's kind of changing because the girls hang out so much on that AAU circuit. The coaches are a little bit more intense than the players because the players hang out outside of basketball, and it's like it's real friendly. We'll have open gyms on Sunday. We'll have some Eastwood players there, and everybody's getting along, and it's a good thing for the young ladies. Yes. Because you got to separate all of that, and you got to be good people and be good to each other. And I think, and for the most part, the coaches is friendly rivalries. You talk a little smack, whatever, but we're all about the same thing: getting these young ladies better, getting them on to school, and those type of things. But it does add some excitement to City League basketball. To have these rivalries. I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm just glad a lot of good coaches, a lot of good players out there, and hopefully we can just keep doing the things that we're doing and continue to make progress. That's what it's about. Making sure these girls learning and that they improving not just on the court, but it's just as people and individuals. Period. You know, because one day the ball stops, and you gonna just have to be a good person after that anyway. And definitely want to keep instilling in that. And like you said, a lot of the girls, y'all, they were real friendly because they're around each other and stuff. But just for me to say to the young ladies, don't get that lost, because the best thing you can do is y'all cool, and then when you get on the court, I'm gonna tear you up.
Right.
Because there's nothing like that. That's just like playing your best friend. There is nothing like playing your best friend and just trying to drag them.
So you want to tear their heart out, but you want to tear their heart out.
Yeah, you want that win, because after you get off the floor, it's either you gonna be talking or they gonna be talking.
Yes.
I mean, you dap them up when it's over. But when you cross the line on that court, you're not.
We're not
friends.
Right,
we going at each other.
Right.
And some of my best rivalries, or either backyard ball or the little bit I played in high school, you went harder at your friends because you didn't want them talking trash when it was over.
Exactly.
So there was just some people you just couldn't let beat you.
No.
I mean, dude across the street, I'd go all out because I couldn't give him the satisfaction of knowing that he could beat me. Now, there's people I knew I couldn't compete with, but there's just some people, not him.
Right.
Not him.
Right. You have to know. You have to know.
All right. Also, do you think the City League's gotten better since you started coaching in the city, or do you think it's about the same or worse?
I think, wow, that's a tough one. I think City League high school basketball, because of the caliber of the group of coaches that I'm associated with, I think at the high school level, it's gotten better. Just the defenses that we see every Tuesday, Friday, the player development, you can see in some programs players get better from year to year. I think in that respect, it keeps you on your toes. You can't relax. You can't just say we're going to do the same thing we did last year because someone's coming up with something different that you have to go at. I guess what I would like to see, which would be an area of growth or improvement from City League basketball. At the middle school level, I would like to see more involvement with the young ladies. I can't even say it's the coaching, but you just need to see more young ladies out there trying or going out for basketball, because I'm not going to, I guess, throw shade on another coach because I don't know what they have to work with as far as grades or whose enthusiasm, who wants to do it, because you can only coach what you have. And, your players really make you look good. And it's about what you can get out of your building, what you're doing with your young ladies academically. But I would like to see the middle school girls basketball in the City League. I'd like to see some more equity and some improvement with participation, and then we'll see what happens as far as the coaching. Because it'd be nice to be able to get, 3 or 4 girls out of Yorktown that can come in ready to play. Maybe a couple, we feed, like Yorktown feeds us, Sherwood feeds us somewhat, and Johnson Park on the outskirts. And actually, there's a young lady out of Berwick that should have, maybe, the 6 Independences are homeschool. All the original Independences are homeschool. So if we could the ones that should be coming to us, if they come with the fundamentals and enthusiasm and the love for basketball. And there's a lot of young ladies that are scared. We're like, no. It's kind of like orange ball, I'm not going to bite you. We'll teach you how to dribble. We'll teach you these things. If you're athletic and you have the desire to learn, take that 9th grade year and learn. Take that 9th and 10th grade year to learn. We're not going to throw you to the wolves yet, but we'll make sure you're ready when you go out there. So I guess it's never those late bloomers. It's never too late. It goes back to what you guys said before. It's about that defense. If you can slide your feet, and lock somebody up, coaches will love you. I survived. I hung on by my nails in high school basketball, but defense kept me there. Yes. Defense kept me on the team till the 11th grade. Then we found some shooters, and I didn't go play football. So, but if you're athletic and you can defend and you're willing to work hard, any coach is going to find a spot for you. And, and if you have that desire, you grow from there. Because when we get together on Saturdays and do skills and drills, we have 5th graders, 6th graders, from all over the city that come in and they're willing to learn and try. And that, and that's half the battle. Then you get your confidence up and you're ready to go out there and do some things. So So yeah, that's that. I'm kind of rambling, but hopefully that answers some of your questions.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm gonna touch on what you said though, because I'm sure it's more other coaches other than you. I know I'm gonna just say I know Afrocentric probably doesn't have to deal with that, but other coaches other than you that have girls in their school that may have that somewhat talent to play. For those young ladies, don't feel like because you starting late, you can't play. Because I know a young lady that started in the 8th grade and put in so much work that it became her dream, and she accomplished that dream to go play college ball. So it can be done, but it's a lot of work. But if you have that passion and you have a love of the game and you have people that support you and are willing to help you put in the work, trust me, talk to your coaches, talk to some trainers, talk to some friends that may play, because the way that the game is set up, the basketball community, the girls that are great will still help you. You may not be as good as they are, but they still will help you and they'll put in work with you, because if they're putting in that work, they don't mind you coming in putting in work with them. They encourage that because it's better to train with somebody that's going to push you and you'll get that encouragement that you may need to continue doing what you want to do and to get better. So for those girls that are in school that you see, hey, coach is talking to you and you like, I don't know, I don't think I can do it. Trust me, you can do it. It's just about putting in that work.
You talking about that point guard that I had?
You had a point guard.
You talking that young lady? She started in 8th grade.
I heard she did.
Okay,
she did. Soda, kind of.
She's. I mean, but yeah, she was talking about severe. I mean, she was a testament to hard work. I mean, she grinded. I mean, those 5:30 workouts before she came to school. Hitting us up to get in the gym to put in extra work. And to make that run, say 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, when people doubted her in other places, and she got her confidence up, and to make all city and the accolades that she received, that's a testament that it's never too late to get started. And on the flip, I mean, short term, I got to think of young lady Imani Fisher, who stopped playing basketball as an 8th grader, didn't start playing again until her senior year, and was reluctant, but got out there and contributed, learned, grew, and she, after 4 years off and 1 year back, she has an opportunity to play at Columbus State. So it's if you're willing to learn and you're willing to be coached, take advantage of the opportunities. If there are people out there willing to coach you, will make you a better player and a better person. Definitely.
Hey, shout out to Columbus State.
Yeah.
One of our guests, Coach Allgood. They have a real nice group of girls coming in. And like you said, Armani is one of those young ladies. So I look forward to seeing them do some good things on the court this year. And I mean, it's a community. That's basically what it is. It's great to have all the girls together and see what they can do.
Go ahead.
I'm
just looking for big things out of Sadera, Miss Fisher, Q, who's going Q Baby's going down to Wilberforce. Capri's gonna give this shot at Otterbein. Annika Wilson, I think Muskegum, Faith Saxon. Oh, she's going down to
Ohio Valley.
Yeah. So it's in the Virginia area. So we're casting that Sixer net, far and wide. And hopefully, with their success, and they come back to the school to program and talk to young ladies, it gives them the encouragement and the pathway for their own success. So proud of those young ladies that are moving on, and look forward to this upcoming season with the young ladies that we have in our program.
Man, hey, well, you got any more over there, franchise?
Yeah, can we talk the 50-50 thing real quick? Because it seems like a lot of kids are having to sit out, and sometimes I feel they shouldn't have to sit out if their second sport, especially just their primary sports, basketball, is going to play.
So what is your take on that? Girls that come in and have to sit out half the season. Is there something you can see that you would implement to change that, or do you feel comfortable with the rule?
I guess because I was around when you had to sit a whole year, and I was around when you could just transfer from year to year. The 50's probably about right now, because you would parents, players, I think it would just be maybe outside of Columbus, but UPAL, no 50 rule with open enrollment, you wouldn't know your roster from year to year, and you would have, folks could stack up from 1 year to the next. So at least that 50 rule makes you pause for a second before I make this decision. Let me think about the consequences of that. And just the fact that if you make a bad decision, you can come back to your homeschool, that kind of helps. You can get back to your homeschool and play right away. So I think some parents test the water in other places. Is this a good fit? Is this not a good fit? Because they know they have that safety net, they can come back to their homeschool.
Right.
So I'd be kind of scared of no Sydney Wild West, but I don't feel like you should punish the player by having them sit out an entire season.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
What's your take on that, franchise?
I don't like the rule. Only because if you're in the same school district, you shouldn't have to sit out the whole season. Maybe part of your season, but not the whole season. Not half the season. Pretty much by the time you're eligible, your season's half over, and you can't really make an impact as you would. If it's like if you're going from Westerville to like Olentangy, for example, yes, I think you should sit out half the season, but not if you're staying in the same school district and transferring within school.
Would you go with a quarter of the season?
I would say a quarter of the season, maybe like for the first, like from like November to early December, right before the holidays, you should sit out, but not the whole season or half the season.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I think, but that would still be, how high school making that change and see what happens from there. But like right now, I think parents have to really do their homework when their daughters or their sons are coming out of the 8th grade. And then again, you have to look at survey your position when they're in the 10th grade. And if you have to be evaluated to make that move, I mean, that 10th grade year is probably, the prime time to make it. So, parents, do your due diligence when you make those basketball decisions, because it could impact scholarship opportunities. Because I know some people would stay in their previous situations. They may not have the opportunities that they have now. Right. So you're your child's best advocate or agent or whatever else. So, survey the landscape, and what they may think is best for them may not be best. And, you have to step in and say, I think this may be a better path. So it's tough out there. Coaches, players, parents, there's a lot of hard decisions you have to make.
Definitely. And so as far as the transfer, I'm going to ask y'all too this. If you transferring from, let's say, OCC to City League, do you feel that players should still have to sit out?
I think they should still sit out. I think if it's from one to another, they should still have to sit out. But I would just sit out. It depends on when they transfer out. If it's like after the season's over in the summer, they shouldn't have to sit out. But if it's during the season, they should at least sit out a quarter, maybe a half.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with the half. I'm gonna stick with the half because you always have your homeschool. Like say if you're just coming out of Gahanna and you want to go to Columbus City School, yeah, if you make that, well, it's kind of like make that move early. Make it out of 8th grade. If you think about coming to the city, come as an 8th grade, or don't if you're feeling apprehensive about that school, do your homework, make that move early. Or like I said, your best second option is to make that move after that 10th grade year. But then you have to look at what are you moving to? Are you moving into a starting position? Are you moving into a varsity rotational position? Because I wouldn't make that move to go JV somewhere else. If I'm going to come to the city, if I'm going to leave the city somewhere else, it's about opportunities. So scout those programs, talk to those coaches, talk to those other players and parents, and make sure your son or daughter is a fit when you make that move. Because you only have so many chess moves to make, so you want to make sure you make the right one. And it's about court time. You got to get on the court to be seen, to improve. Practice time is great, but if you want to make that next step, you got to be at 7 o'clock. You better be on the court at some point. So
yes,
that's what Coach Myron Best just was saying, that it's about getting on the court. That was his thing. That's what he was stressing as far as like game time. You can't substitute game time. So I understand that. I feel that way sometimes too, because if you don't get the feeling of being on the court in those pressure situations, when you do get out there, you may not be used to.
Yeah, because there's a difference in speed. Because it's kind of like if I had a daughter And it's kind of like she has a varsity opportunity or a JV opportunity. I'm gonna shoot for that varsity experience because just speed of play, competition level.
Right.
I feel like she's gonna get better faster as soon as she's out there at 7 o'clock as opposed to 5:30. So, you know, it's like I said, there's a lot of tough decisions for these parents to make. It's like choose wisely, do your homework, talk to people, and make an informed decision.
It's definitely tough out there.
Yes.
But I think a lot of times, as far as the transfer things, girls transfer for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think they transfer because they want to play with their teammates. I think sometimes they do transfer because they want to get on the floor. I think sometimes they transfer because it's just a better situation. But to each his own, and like you said, parents, do your homework, do your diligence, and find out what's the best fit for you, because sometimes the grass is greener on the other side.
Sometimes it's not easy.
Sometimes it's not. So it's definitely something you have to look into. And we're going to wrap it up. And I want to say thank you to Coach Johnson.
Yes, definitely.
Coming in and keep that banner. Keep that banner looking good up there.
Yes.
So yeah. Shout out to that banner. But definitely thank you. Hey, for everybody listening and tuning in, come back, check us out next week. Same time, same station, 94 feet and beyond. We out. Hey, thank you to my co-host too. Franchise.
Thank you so much.
All right.